Truly, we are at war. They really declared a war on us. When I visited, I urge people to visit the 9/11 museum in New York City. When you go in, you'll see fatwas declaring war on the United States on the wall in 1997. And then in 2001, of course, we had the attacks, mass murder of 3,000 Americans in New York, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. Since that time, they've been at war with us. They proudly proclaim in the parliament in Tehran, death to America, death to Israel. And so I feel like it's very important that we respond quickly. And then my appreciation of the military, I want to thank Orangeburg. I actually I was with the 315th Personnel Service Company here in the Army Reserve. So I have a military appreciation of Orangeburg and the contributions. I'm also very grateful that Orangeburg should be proud too, that General Milford Beagle, who is the commander of Fort Jackson, I was with him last Wednesday, is a graduate of South Carolina State University. In South Carolina State University, I always like to point out to my good friend Senator John Matthews, and his sons too are in the military, that South Carolina State University produces the largest number of African American military officers of the United States than any other institution in the world.
My next question is also on the national scope. It's kind of in the news cycle in the latter part of last year, the impeachment. Just your thoughts on when or if you think Speaker Pelosi will send those articles to the Senate. What do you believe the holdup is, and also how do you think the Senate will approach setting the rules for a potential trial?
Well, sadly, to me, it was a partisan impeachment. There were only votes by one political party, and I believe the reason that occurred is that Ms. Pelosi indicated from the beginning she didn't want to proceed, that she felt like it should be a bipartisan effort, not partisan. But the Democratic Party, sadly to me, has been captured by socialist anti-Semites. These are a very tiny percentage of the people in our country, but they have inordinate influence in the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party is now a captive of this far-left group of people who pushed and said that they were planning this before the inauguration. I mean, that's before the election. That's just not the way. And I know I can be very open about this. I had many people tell me that they thought Mr. Obama should be impeached. I told every single one. I don't care what their education level was, what their standing was. Some of them really were not very bright folks. But I told all of them, no, that only divides the country. We need to proceed on issues. And I would tell the same thing to my Democrat friends, that it only divides the country to have a Democrat impeachment. Impeachment should be for high crimes and misdemeanors. They had to make up things to even come to the vote that they came to, and they spent $40 million to try to investigate President Trump. And but I'm really proud of President Trump that he has stood firm, and then he's been able to act to protect American families, create jobs, and over again he has not been diverted.